when suddenly Sakura sees Naruto and starts yelling his name and waving at him. What are we doing? This fellow child just died in front of you, which means you are literally in a life or death situation, and you're going to yell across the bridge and ask for Sasuke? Sasuke is a people's elbow away from beating Kaguya, and I'm sure he'll much rather do that than talk to you.
Hey man, it's your boy Alex, and welcome back to another bang.
Today, we are talking about Naruto, and more specifically, the Land of Waves arc, where Team 7 takes on Zabuza and Haku. So if you have not yet seen episodes 16 through 19 of Naruto, spoiler warnings ahead. And without further ado, it's time to get unhinged. So we start off with Naruto and Sasuke surrounded by Haku's House of Mirrors, and every time they try to escape, they are getting pieced up. But regardless, they keep trying. But even after this weak-ass pump fake, Haku hawks Naruto down and strikes again. And with Naruto down, it's up to Sasuke to figure something out. But that's kind of difficult when you have an opponent who's chunking needles at you in every single direction. And on top of that, Sasuke's reaching his limit. But when Haku strikes again, Sasuke takes Naruto and dodges his attack. And Haku is completely baffled. This Uchiger has been stabbed in every vital point, surrounded from every angle, and is still dodging his attacks. What more does he have to do? I know Tobirama is rolling in his grave watching this fight. And as Sasuke drops Naruto, he looks up at Haku with his Sharingan activated. And now it's Kekkei Genkai versus Kekkei Genkai, as Sasuke uses his Sharingan to track Haku's movements. But to throw him off, he attacks Naruto instead. And as he runs to save his friend, we cut to Kakashi and Sakura taking on Zabuza, as Kakashi is taking a cut from Zabuza's sword. And as Zabuza laughs at him, he disappears back into the fog. And somehow, in the middle of a life or death situation, Sakura is worried about someone taking Sasuke from her. Newsflash, he does not like you. Matter of fact, I don't even think he likes girls at all. So how about you lock in and do your job? And as Kakashi runs off to fight Zabuza in the fog, we cut back to Naruto finally waking up and seeing Haku on the ground. But when he looks up at Sasuke, this man has used himself as a human shield to protect him. And as he falls to the ground, Naruto catches him. And this is where I found out that Sasuke was an S-tier grudge holder. Because on the brink of death, and possibly his last words, he tells Naruto that he promised himself that he would not die until he found his brother and killed him. Like at this point, forget the get back. Sorry Toby, give this child a therapist. And as Sasuke passes out in Naruto's arms, Naruto gets pissed as steam begins to build around him. And moments later, that steam turns into Nine Tails chakra, when suddenly, a fox appears above his head and his wounds begin to heal. And as he turns towards Haku, his eyes have turned red, as both Zabuza and Kakashi can sense the Nine Tails chakra. And with his seal now being loosened, Naruto charges at Haku. As Naruto rushes in, Haku relocates to another mirror, and then proceeds to attack him from every angle. But Naruto brushes it off and starts punching glass. And when Haku tries to counter, Naruto weaves it. And before he can escape into another mirror, Naruto hawks him down. And with his chakra surging, he booms Haku through his own mirrors, sending him flying through the fog. And as Haku gets back up, all of his mirrors begin to shatter. And with no hesitation, Naruto runs at him and is about to boom him again. But he suddenly stops, because when Haku's mask breaks, Naruto recognizes him. But Haku was like, aren't you supposed to be avenging your deceased friend?
What you said, nigga?
Man, like I said, that shit ain't got nothing to do with me, gang.
Nah, I don't feel like you standing on business, nigga.
So Naruto punches Haku and this man flops to the ground. But when he gets back up, he tells Naruto to stop holding back. And in typical Naruto fashion, Haku begins to call himself useless because he believes he's no longer strong enough to protect Zabuza. And Naruto is like, why even devote your life to Zabuza anyways? And after Haku fell for the genjutsu known as Talk no Jutsu, he began to explain their backstory, which went a little something like this. So Haku grew up in a small village in the land of water with his mom and dad. And even though they were poor farmers, they were content with their lives. But one day, everything changed because Haku's father discovered that Haku's mother had a Kekkei Genkai and was hiding it from him. Because in Haku's homeland, Kekkei Genkai users were used as mercenaries in the Civil War, which eventually led them to being hated and feared across the land. So when Haku's father found out about it, he murdered Haku's mother and attempted to murder Haku as well. And with no other choice, Haku had to kill his father in self-defense. And at that point, Haku tells Naruto that he lost his purpose, and he felt like no one else in the world needed him. And Naruto felt that one in his soul. They had that boy swinging on a tree by himself. No mother, no father. And the whole time, Sarutobi didn't give a damn. But anyways, back to the story. Haku says that when Zabuza came along, he felt useful again, even if Zabuza was only using him for his powers. But that day, little did they know, they probably needed each other more than they realized. But back in present day, Haku walks to Naruto and tells him to kill him. We then cut back to Kakashi versus Zabuza, and in the midst of the thick fog, Kakashi summons his ninja dogs and sends them after Zabuza. And they are straight jumping, bro. This man damn near has a dog of every breed lashed to his body. And as Kakashi stands before Zabuza, he gathers his chakra and introduces him to his lightning blade. But before he can attack him, we cut back to the soap opera known as Haku and Naruto. And Haku is still begging this man Naruto to kill him. Like, why me? If you turn to your left and see the comedically low-ass railing, you could jump off and do it yourself. And as Haku continues to vent, look at this man Naruto's face. My boy is too empathetic for these sad-ass scenarios. But Haku continues to beg Naruto to end his life. As Haku is trying to meet his end, Naruto tells him he is not doing that. But Haku continues to guilt trip this man. So Naruto runs at him with kunai in hand. But as Haku closes his eyes and accepts his fate, he senses that Zabuza is in danger. So he stops Naruto's attack and teleports away. And moments before Kakashi can take out Zabuza, Haku suddenly appears and sacrifices himself. As both Kakashi and Zabuza stand there in complete shock. And moments later, the fog begins to lift, and now Naruto can see exactly what happened. But while Haku holds Kakashi's hand in place, Zabuza draws his sword. Now wait a minute. I remember watching this at 10 years old on Disney XD. This man is about to hack through his own apprentice to kill Kakashi. How was I able to watch this? One moment I was watching Dinosaur Train, and the next I was watching cold-blooded shinobi fight to the death. Now I'm not complaining, cause Naruto is peak. But anyways, back to the fight. As Zabuza runs at Kakashi, he grabs Haku and flips out the way. And if you want to talk about someone who is locked in, this man Kakashi holds eye contact mid-flip and then proceeds to do a superhero landing with the corpse in his hand. And as Naruto is about to jump in, Kakashi closes Haku's eyes and tells him to back off because Zabuza is mine. When suddenly, Sakura sees Naruto and starts yelling his name and waving at him. What are we doing? This fellow child just died in front of you, which means you are literally in a life or death situation. And you're going to yell across the bridge and ask for Sasuke? Sasuke is a people's elbow away from beating Kaguya, and I'm sure he'll much rather do that than talk to you. Now look, I would give her the benefit of the doubt if she was a regular child, but she is a literal shinobi. And while she's got everybody distracted, Zabuza attacks Kakashi, but he locks back in and kicks him out the way. And Sakura uses this chance to run to her make-believe boyfriend. And when she sees Sasuke's condition, she breaks down in tears. But somehow in this moment, she makes it about herself. But when we cut back to the action, Zabuza rushes Kakashi. But Kakashi backhands him without moving an inch. And when Zabuza shakes back, this man pirouettes into another backhand. And when Zabuza tries to swing at him, he teleports behind him and starts talking mess. And as Zabuza is trying to cut him from the opposite direction, Kakashi stabs him in the arm and flips back. And as it looks like this is going to be the end for Zabuza, they all turn to see Gato standing on the bridge with his crew. As Gato stands before them, he tells Zabuza that his contract is up, and now it's his time to die. And then Gato walks up to Haku's corpse and starts beating on it, which probably pisses Naruto off, so Kakashi has to hold him back. And then he proceeds to call out Zabuza because he didn't seem to care at all. Because back when Haku was alive, his sole purpose was to live for Zabuza. And throughout his life and death, Zabuza didn't seem to care, even during his final sacrifice. And feeling that pain, Naruto begins to break down in tears. But suddenly, Zabuza begins to cry as well, as Naruto's words cut deep into his heart. And because of this, he asks Naruto for his kunai, and when he catches it with his mouth, he rushes at Gato. But as he retreats behind his men, Zabuza keeps coming, and with just his mouth and a single kunai, he begins to tear them apart, weaving and dodging everything, until he finally gets stabbed in the back. But regardless, he still pushes forward, and he runs headfirst at Gato until he finally stabs him. But Gato's crew catches up to him and stabs him in the back. But he still walks up to Gato and stabs him off the bridge. And as everyone stands in shock, he turns and begins to walk towards Haku, but he doesn't make it. But in his final breath, he tells him goodbye and asks him for forgiveness for never being able to thank him. We then cut to Sasuke finally waking up, and Sakura fills him in on what's happened, and then proceeds to glaze him after 5 seconds of regaining consciousness. Sakura, please, back up and let him breathe. Now at this point, I thought the battle was over, but suddenly, they turn to see Gato's crew charging at them, but out of nowhere, an arrow falls down from the sky and stops them, as they all turn to see the local villagers standing before them, ready to fight. And Naruto jumps in by using his Shadow Clone Jutsu, but he's not alone, because Kakashi jumps in too, as he uses Shadow Clone Jutsu, Kakashi style. And after seeing that, Gato's crew retreats to a nearby boat, and I do not blame them, because I would not box 30 Kakashis either. And with their retreat, all the villagers cheer in victory. And when Kakashi walks up to Zabuza, this man is still alive, and he asks Kakashi for one final favor, to bring him to Haku so he can see him one last time before he dies. And as Kakashi picks him up and walks him over, snow begins to fall. And as he lays him down next to him, Zabuza thanks him and Kakashi walks away. And as they lie there, Zabuza reaches out and touches Haku. As in death, he wishes that they could go to the same place, but he knows they can't because they live 2 different lives. And as the sun shines down, Zabuza passes on. And as the snow melts on Haku's face, he seemingly sheds a tear. We then cut to Team 7 finally saying goodbye to the villagers as they thank them for all of their help. And as Naruto and Inari have a tearful farewell, they finally head off. And when Tazen are making it back home and the bridge being finished, they decided to name it the Great Naruto Bridge. As Tazuna says, maybe one day the name Naruto will be known throughout the world. Alright, so that's it for today's video. Now this is the first Naruto video on the channel, but we got plenty more to come, so stay tuned for that. And once again, I appreciate everybody for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe as well. It's your boy Atlas, and I'll catch you next time.